show. Live on the TOLE though. Here in the 9, have mud in the blood, and we're only going up, yeah, vertical. Touching the sky every time that we glide on 75 off fashion. Whoa, so fashionable, so far from broke. Just letting you know that we get it and go. It's a big Nick energy show. Live on the TOLE though. Summer's too hot and the winter's too cold. It's a real sweet spot. You stop and know, yeah, yeah. It's a big Nick energy show. So big, I'ma write it in bold. It's a big Nick energy show. It's a big Nick energy show.
The Big Nick Energy Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Big Nick with the Big Nick Energy Show, and it's Monday, March 31st. It's the end of the month, and we are on episode number 44. Episode 44 right here on the Big Nick Energy Show. Thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in right now and it's 6 o'clock on a Monday, guess what? We're going to waste the next 60 minutes of your day. So congratulations. Guys, we have a special show today. I wanted to get something together with all the biggest podcasts here in the 419, and I was able to do it.
Yes, sir.
So we don't have Corey, and we don't have the SS Gina, and we don't have our regular guest this week. We have nothing but the hottest podcast host in the Glass City. First, we got Rami, the DJ from Smoke a J with Frankie J. Welcome back. He was on a previous episode with Frankie. Welcome back, Rami.
Glad to be back.
How you doing, buddy? I like your merch. Show the camera your merch. Damn, he's got the sweatshirt.
Coming out soon. This is the prototype because we're hitting Hash Bash next week. So
nice.
I'm excited for that.
Awesome. We got my good friend Yogi with Have Faith, Show Love, and Give Hope, the podcast. Yogi, welcome to the studio, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks for coming. Your swag, too. Look at your shirt.
Yeah, and I got you a gift. I got you Have Faith, Show Love,
what?
Give Hope shirt.
That's amazing.
I wasn't sure what size I got you. So I got you
medium.
I got you an extra large. So
thanks, brother. I
it's
appreciate
like my
that.
size.
Nice.
Yeah, no problem, man.
You got gifts?
Thank you for inviting us.
Look at that.
You're gonna have to put that on right now.
That's
though.
sweet.
No,
you don't want to see these boobs.
If you're ever cutting the grass or something, just tell us.
That's for the grass cutting. Thanks, Yogi, for hanging out. And also, we got Sarah from Talking Trash and Tacos, who was also on a previous episode.
Hey.
Welcome back, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
So the only difference between the guys and Sarah is Sarah actually had an Uber driver drop her off at the front door.
Yeah.
Wow. Must be nice.
I know. Living the life.
So yeah, I got all the biggest podcast hosts here in the 419 for one special episode. We are on episode number 44. We go live every single week right here on YouTube and Facebook. Also, we're trying to go live on TikTok. So if you're watching on TikTok, leave a comment or like it. Or what do you do on TikTok? You tap the screen?
Comment. Oh, yeah. You can tap the screen, yeah.
Tap it, comment, rub it, smack it down. No.
Oh, people give gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can give a gift.
Thank you for the roses.
We'll take pizza. We'll take pizza in the studio. Oh, guys, thanks for hanging out. So I wanted to guys get you in because I watch all your podcasts, all of you. I listen to Talking Trash and Tacos. I listen to you guys when I'm at work all the time. Listen to all the latest episodes. Yogi, I like to watch yours because yours you got different angles and things like that. You got a nice little setup, and Rami just got I was just on his podcast not too long ago with Frankie, and they got a pretty dope setup. So if you guys are interested in some other podcasts besides the Big Nick Energy Show, we're going to get their Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTubes a little bit later. And we'll kind of go from there. How'd you guys start? Rami, going to start with you. How'd you get your name? Smoke a J with Frankie J. How'd that come about?
So me and Frankie have been partners for a little while in the DJ industry and constantly work together, both big smokers. And after years of, we smoke, talk about, every stoner says, hey, we're going to do a podcast. We wanted to do it, but we wanted to do something more. We wanted to make it more kind of focused on medicinal, recreational, and the commercial side of it. And so we kind of dove into that, and then initially, it's Smoke a J, but, obviously being small, you have to start somewhere where you can't just type Smoke a J on YouTube.
So many things that pop up.
And so I'm smoking with Smoke a J with Frankie J, so Smoke a J with Frankie J came up. But thankfully now it's to the point where if you just look up Smoke a J on YouTube, we are the first.
It comes up.
Third. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are on my top feed for YouTube, along with you, Yogi, as well. Yogi, how'd you get yours? Have Faith, Show Love, and Give Hope. How'd you come up with that? Because initially, it was Yogi's Garage at the beginning.
Big Yogi's Garage.
Big Yogi's Garage.
Yeah, so when I got out of prison, I started a cleaning business. I was listening to podcasts, and I was thinking, I want to do a podcast because I have a prison story and a transformation story and all this stuff. So I started Big Yogi's Garage in my living room, in my garage. Yeah. I did episodes in my car. But after a while, I was trying to figure out, I wanted to change the name. I wasn't sure. But I just so happened around that same time I went to church with my wife, and I found the Lord, Jesus Christ. And little by little, so the next day after I found the Lord, it was 3/3/24. I tattooed Faith, Love, Hope right here. And then when I was thinking about a new name, I kept thinking I wanted to be something where my podcast is not only just like for me, it's like for a mission for the city, for people to communicate and like let it off their chest. So I was like, I was looking at that, man, and I was like, have faith, because I have faith. Show love, because of my guests. I show love. I have them on. Yeah. And then all of us together.
Very welcoming.
All of us together, we give hope to the viewer, because I have people on transformation stories, all kinds of different stories online.
It's very inspiring. I've watched a lot of your episodes, and that's what I get from your guests and you. When I see the stories, I hear their transformation, how they started, and where they're going, and it's just inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. I watch your podcast and Smoke a J. I never really watched yours, but I'm gonna now.
Yeah, now he's gonna be a fan and a follower.
I will, because I do, and I interact with all their podcasts.
Awesome. Sarah, talking trash and tacos.
So
how'd that get started?
Jessica is the one that approached me, actually. She's like, let's start a podcast. So then we just started talking and hanging out and figuring out basically what we would talk about.
That right up to you.
What we would want to do. Sorry, I'm bad with my mics.
You're good.
So then we just fed into AI, like all these things we expected we would do and talk about, and it gave us a list of names. And
wait, so you put some things into AI and they created your name for you?
It gave us options, and then the one we came across that seemed to just stick out the most was talking trash and tacos.
That's amazing. I didn't ever think about that.
Yeah, when it comes to like people remembering, it's easy. And then you can the website talkingtrashandtacos.com was available, so it just kind of worked out.
And it's just you two on the podcast, right?
It is. It's us, and we try to just get interviews with local businesses and people, and sometimes talk a little trash, not too much.
I love it, because you guys kind of bounce ideas off each other and you feed into each other. That's how I like both of your personalities like that.
We're the opposites, really.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I think that's what really makes it.
Yeah. Jessica's brutal. I'm the nice one.
You're the sweet one. No. Yogi, with your podcast, it's just you, and then you just have one guest you just have one guest
every week. Yeah. And I started by myself, just telling my prison story. Yeah. And then I'm like, what am I gonna, I don't know. So I started having my guests.
Right.
And I started with just like local people, and then now I have other people that reach out to me and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I love it.
It's great. Rami, and then it's just you and Frankie J, and then you can have up to two guests in your studio.
So we do have another partner, Isaac P.
Okay.
We got him a little later on, about, I want to say, a year ago. He's a little bit younger, and he was kind of the perfect third piece to our little puzzle. So he's
hold that right up to you.
So
there you go.
We kind of each specialize in our own part of making the dream come together, and he's become an initial part. So shout out Isaac. But so sometimes depending on the guest, we'll do me and Isaac, or me and Frankie, or Frankie and Isaac, and then 1, 2, 3 guests.
Just depends on the guest that you have, on who you're going to need exactly in studio.
Yeah, so like Frankie's real knowledgeable with the edibles. Yeah. Isaac's real knowledgeable with the extracts, and I'm knowledgeable with the flowers. So, you know what I mean?
Put us all together, depending on who you're talking to.
Exactly.
Then you can kind of direct on who's going to be the host for the show.
Exactly.
Excellent. Real quick, shout out to our sponsors. We got Daniel Alonso's Personalized Creations. We're just talking about right before the show. Who made these? I don't even know what they're called, actually.
They're called mic boxes.
Mic boxes. Daniel Alonso's Personalized Creations, especially with Easter right around the corner. She's making custom pillow peeps right now. So hit her up at Daniel Alonso's Personalized Creations on Facebook. Also, ToledoDJs.com. Your number one stop for all your professional wedding needs, such as DJs, photo booth, and so much more. ToledoDJs.com. You can also follow them on Facebook. Also, Nico Alonso's Photography. You need a photographer for your wedding or your special event? Check out Nico at Nico Alonso's Photography on Facebook. Also, Natalie's Love at First Bite, where you can get the Big Nick Burger right on her food truck. And the cool thing about her food truck is she never shuts down because of the cold weather. She's all day, every day. Natalie's Love at First Bite. Also, big shout out to Pandora Flooring and Burkett Restaurant Equipment. So thanks to those guys.
Can I say something about I hired you to do my video for my wedding, and your son you did some pictures and video and stuff, and it was amazing. I just
thank you so much.
Recommend you guys to more people.
Thank you. I show people the pictures, your engagement pictures, because a lot of people think that those are your wedding pictures. Yeah. I'm like, no, that was their engagement pictures. They went all out. They had what year was that car?
We had like a really old car, like a 1950 something car, pink car. and we took pictures, and he took us to like this
Nice little alley.
this little alley with the brick. We put the car there. It was
Looks
really
so
nice.
dope, and they were dressed up like you would have thought like this was like a top-notch wedding, and it was just their engagement pictures. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was nice. Thank you, man. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Thanks for putting your trust in us, because I know it's hard, especially on your big day. It's like, who do you trust? Especially you don't get married all the time, so it's like you might not have used the company before. So how do you know who to trust, especially on your big day?
Yep.
That's tough.
Recommended. You were recommended by DJ Javi.
Nice. I love Javi. Still
that's
work with him. He's a
Javi.
great mentor. When I moved back from Florida and I got back into this business, I wasn't into weddings yet. So I'm like, hey, I reached out to Javi. He put me under his wing and put me on some patios and started that way. And I took the next step. I'm like, I want to jump all in. No turnbacks. And I just did weddings, and now that's all I do is weddings. 99% weddings.
Yeah,
Once in a while, you do some other stuff.
Last night, Javi put together kind of an event for local DJs down at Bar 145 where a handful of guys went and just kind of took turns playing music
That's
for everybody
sweet.
and just hanging out, catching up.
That's the cool thing about Javi is a lot of people think when you're a DJ company, there's other DJ companies, it's like competition, but it's not. Just like podcasts. Like I think it's great what everyone's doing. Let's come together and make it even bigger.
Yes.
Right.
We come together. I might know some people for you, and Yogi, you might know someone that can direct my way.
Yeah.
Or if I get a cool interview, I can pay. Hey, check these three out. Make your circuit around the podcast right here in the Glass City.
Yes, sir. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, people want to put down Toledo, but there's some great things as long as you take advantage of it. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
a lot of small windows of opportunity, but
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
got to do.
Yeah,
Speaking on Javi, he did my wedding.
that's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
actually, my sister's good friend from San Francisco, he's like a saxophone player. And Javi, I thought, oh no, is that going to be an issue? Because
No.
when you have two people come in with him, absolutely not.
Yeah.
He was actually filming the guy and putting him on
Isn't
his
that
Facebook
great?
page.
So we
Like,
all know
he's
Javi in
awesome.
some way, or used
Yeah.
his business at one
services.
point. Great guy. If I need something, even to this day, even though I've been doing weddings for so many years, like he's still right there, hands
right.
down.
Yep.
Same thing for him. If
Absolutely.
he needs something, I can help him out. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice having that.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah. Guys, how often, Sarah, I'm going to start with you. How often do you do your podcast?
We release once a week, but sometimes we'll have conversations a couple times a week, just to get ahead of the game. So sometimes you might be listening to something that we did a month ago.
Okay.
So,
Just depending. So
Yeah.
you'd like to release one a week.
yes, at least one a week. Once in a while, maybe something special. It really just depends because we both also have full-time jobs.
Right. It's tough, especially when you got a full-time job, because I think we all have that here as well. So it's tough to find the time to get this done. It's
Yes,
tough,
it
especially to
is.
get the content. And you guys all know from this seat being a host of a show, it's not just you show up and you talk for an hour and you get to go home. Like there's a lot of prep before this even starts.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what day and time does your episode come out?
Actually, it'll be out at midnight on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays.
Every
Yep.
Tuesday midnight? You
Yep.
try to?
So I don't even know when I'm releasing this one. I'm behind. I was like a month ahead forever, and then life happened, and now I got to figure that out after
So
this.
are you the one in charge of all the editing?
No, Jessica does a lot of it as well.
Okay.
But I do like the editing part. So
Yeah.
we each have our own little niche, which works out too. So she likes doing the intros and adding stuff. She does a lot of the things I don't. Our website, that's all her. So
So she specializes in one part of it and you're doing the
Yep,
rest of it.
And it works out perfect because neither one of us have to like take on a whole bunch of
Right.
stuff. So.
That's a lot. It's a lot all for just one person. Yogi,
It is.
how often do your episodes come out?
My episodes come out every Saturday morning.
Nice.
And I record every Wednesday at 6 p.m. at my studio downtown. And that Saturday, that episode comes out.
Oh, nice.
I don't
So you-
pre-record anything. I did at one point.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like week to week because I like to like live in the stress of life, I guess.
Right. That's hectic. That's
Yeah.
hectic.
So every week I have a guest record on Wednesday, and that podcast comes out on Saturday morning.
Awesome. Rami.
So the way we kind of do things is a little different. Essentially, we don't only do the in-studio interviews.
Yeah.
We do a lot of travel videos, dispo tours, educational videos, stuff like that. So we try to drop content at least 2-3 times a week, and then clips throughout the week. But typically in-studio interviews, sometimes it could be 1 week after another. Other times it'll be 2-3 weeks, just depending on,
Just depends on what you kind of got going. So you don't really have a set time or anything like that.
we're
It's just kind of as you go.
follow and just get hit with all kinds of different content.
Right. How do you find your guests, Rami? Or do they find you, or is it a mixture of both?
It's really a combination of both. We do a lot of outreach, so we go to like different marijuana events, grower events, dispo openings, and we're doing a handful of promotion, talking to people about the podcast. But essentially, we're trying to make the connections because that's really one thing you got to build off of is
right.
You got to find your niche,
right?
You got to really attack it, and so we meet all kinds of different growers, extractors, people who have won cannabis cups, stuff like that.
Right.
Connect with them. And it's been all love. So they'll connect us with other people here and there. So just depending on what kind of video we're going to go for, we have kind of a network of people to contact.
Makes sense. Yogi, how do you find your guests on your show?
Most of my guests reach out to me.
Okay.
In the beginning, I would reach out to people, but I had a lot of cancellations.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
The people that I want to talk to, they're not really ready to tell their life story on a podcast. My podcast goes deep into people's lives.
Yeah, you start from the beginning of these people's lives, and
I sit down and I tell them, tell me how you became the man that I'm sitting with right now.
Right.
And not everyone's ready to do that
right
now,
Right.
So it's a little bit hard. And then most of my people, they reach out to me, and then I'll just look at their social media. If they're doing good on social media and stuff, I'll say yeah.
If you think they're a good asset to the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
But sometimes I hit and miss.
Right.
Sometimes I'll get somebody.
Absolutely.
And they don't.
And it's like, maybe you should have stayed home.
Yeah,
they don't help you promote.
We were talking about that earlier, how people message you, want to be on, but then it's like, you got 35 friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
What are you going to share it to? Like, I get it that, especially like we've had a couple guys like, oh, let me come on. I moved packs in the city. I get that, but at the same time, what are we going to discuss other than you incriminating yourself?
Are you going to be able to add to my podcast? Are you going to be able to add to our show? This is a big thing. Right. Sarah, how do you find your guests?
Well, I'm sad. I've never had anybody ask to be on mine.
No.
But mainly Facebook. I have a lot of interesting friends and people on my Facebook, and that's really where I found a lot of them. And I just reach out and ask them, say, hey, we're just starting off. Would you come talk with us? And it works.
I kind of do the same thing. I'll see somebody and I'll see their journey, or I'll see their story, or I'll see them promoting whatever they're doing. I'm like, you know what? That's a good person that we could have. I like their motivation. I like where they're going. I like their business, things like that. And then I'll just invite them to the show. But then there's also been some people that, hey, can we come on the show? Absolutely. Yeah. So if you guys ever want a guest, I'm always free. I've been on Smoke a J with Frankie J with Rami and Frankie.
Sir.
So I'm always down to get on some other podcasts.
Funniest episodes.
So
honestly,
funny.
It was a good time.
Because of that episode, people are like, bro, do you really have a bunch of them?
I wonder about it. I kind of
open the second drawer from the bottom.
No.
Swear. Look at. That's not even all of them.
Oh my God.
That's not even all of them.
I got to get a photo.
That's not even all of them. So the story, so what he's looking at right now is I go to a car wash. I'm not going to say the name of it, but they have complimentary little hand towels you can, clean the inside of your car with. And I just happen to keep them inside the car, bring them home. And I got
them right there.
500 of them. Every time I go there, they're low. I'm thinking in my head, you guys should probably get some more.
Yeah.
Those are good cleaning towels.
Yeah, they're microfiber.
Microfiber, yeah.
They say complimentary.
You ain't stealing the disposable ones,
I'm trying to read the fine lines of make sure you put it in the bin. Hey, if that's the worst thing I can say, then I'll take it.
Start giving them to your guests. I'll take a few.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I watched your guys' episode.
I got a big stack, like in the garage. I got a big stamp going to camp. It's so funny. You guys want one for your car? Complimentary on the
Next, you're going to see them on Facebook just selling them by the 10 packs.
Yeah. Put our name on it. Put Void on the other name and put our name on it. We got a bunch of highs in the group. Sandra, your wife said hi in the group. Yeah. Isaac saying hi. Jeff, my brother, saying ayo. Leanne, Rob Bentley, DJ Frankie J's also listening to the show. Thanks for having me on, DJ Frankie. Thanks for letting Rami come on to the show, Anna. Isaac, so much people saying hi in the studio. If you guys are watching, you're watching on YouTube, also on Facebook, and we're on TikTok right now. Someone go on TikTok real quick. Check out the Big Nick Energy Show. Make sure you can hear me. And then comment in the YouTube or Facebook, because I don't know if that's working. It shows it's recording on TikTok, but I have no idea because we've only used it one other time. So if you guys could do that.
My wife can do that.
That'd be
Sandra,
great.
get on TikTok.
Real quick, the Big Nick Energy Show. Make sure you put the word "the" in front of it.
And make sure that you can hear us.
Yeah, make sure you can hear us. I know you can't see everybody because Rami just mentioned to me that I can get, what's the...
Creator Studio
for TikTok. So I'm looking to get in that. That way you can see the whole show.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
My wife's always on TikTok. That's why I said she can do it.
Yeah. You guys big into social media?
Yeah, we do social media. We do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that.
So Yogi, being a podcaster and having your own podcast, what platform do you find is the most beneficial for you?
I think Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook is the most beneficial. That's how most of the people that watch me on my YouTube channel, I've gotten to go to from Facebook.
So they're from Facebook
Yeah.
and they're just in addition watching your YouTube channel.
Yeah, TikTok is not that much, but I don't really post none of my
Right.
except I post clips on Facebook, but I don't post the whole video.
The whole thing?
Because I want to drive people to my YouTube.
Right. Trying to get people to move over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sarah,
that's
what platform, what do you find the most beneficial out of all the platforms?
I'm still learning, but right now Facebook.
Yeah.
But I've learned I've got to open the boxes to the
where it's
other
at.
ones.
I feel that's where
Yeah.
it's at. Rami, what about you?
I would say between Instagram and YouTube,
Yeah.
YouTube we definitely have more views, whereas Instagram we have a lot more outreach and communication. Facebook we're definitely not giving it the love we should, but we're working on it. We're getting there.
I think mine is, Facebook, because I've started off with just a huge following from the DJ business that it's still there. So, I think my age group, that demographic, 38s to late 40s, I think are still in the Facebook group. And I think the younger generations, like Rami yourself, because you're 30,
Yep. Yep.
is part of that, barely on the Facebook, more into Instagram and the other social medias too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice because I know Frankie's a little older, so you kind of have him on the older side of things with Facebook, but then you kind of have you with the Instagram and things like that that can relate to that because that's kind of your generation.
Yeah.
You're aging us.
Yeah, unfortunately,
The baby over
I
here.
feel it too. And Sarah just said she's going to be a certain age this year, and I'm. When's your birthday? Mine's June 25th.
7/14.
Oh, I'm
you
gonna
a
be
Cancer?
I am a Cancer.
That's my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
Aw,
7/14.
it's a
I'm gonna be
good birthday.
45 this year, guys, and I feel it.
You look 42.
I've had an ear infection for 2 weeks.
So we're really a few weeks apart.
Yeah.
then.
What hospital?
I went to St. V's.
Well, St. Charles. St. Charles.
Me and my best friend,
St.
me and my
Charles.
best friend growing up were a day apart. We didn't become best friends till 7th grade.
What?
My earlier best friend, I've had
Okay.
a few, but we were born a day apart at the same hospital.
Nice.
I was gonna say,
That's
my
crazy.
My mom was also born there too.
I think our moms were in too much pain to have met each other. So
Right, Rami, where were you born at?
I was born at Flower Hospital.
Flower?
Yep.
Yogi.
I was born in Cuba.
What?
I'm,
Is your name from here?
no, I'm not from here.
Welcome, United States, buddy. Welcome.
A little
been here-
late. Yeah.
Welcome.
I've been here since I was 6 months old.
Oh, still welcome. Welcome to our land here. Cuba. So do you ever go back and visit?
No, I'm not. I've never been back.
That was it. Just kind of moved
Yeah.
here. And,
Well, the way that I don't know about now. But I guess Cubans can go back and forth.
Okay.
But me, since I went to prison, I lost all my papers and stuff like that.
oh, so because of it, you can't travel?
Yeah, I'm basically just like probation for life kind of.
So
I
you're
just have
stuck.
to check into immigration every year.
What?
And I have
Damn.
all this whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's
Well, since you
pretty-
can't go back to Cuba, there are some nice cabins in Tennessee you can visit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Florida or something.
Yeah,
like
there you go. Who inspired you, Sarah? Who really inspired you to start the podcast, or who were some inspirations maybe that you guys might have, like you look up to?
honestly, I know Jessica's had a few. She used to love crime shows
Yeah, I remember her
And-
talking about that
yeah.
on your podcast and also on our podcast.
and Call Her Daddy, I think it's called. And I love Theo Von, even though I've tried to reach out to him and he always ignores me.
Wait, speaking of which, you went to see him with the husband, didn't you?
I did.
How'd that go?
It was fun.
He was at
he's
Huntington,
funny.
right? Was Huntington?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. And the guy before him, he's actually back here in a few weeks. We wanted to look him up. I can't remember what his name was, but he was the guy that
Yeah.
goes before him. And he was hilarious.
Really good?
Cracking on the people. I would never want to be in the front row. I'd be.
See, that's
scared.
funny. I remember every episode of my podcast, and I remember every conversation. Like I remember you talking about that on the podcast.
That I was going, yeah. I got it for my husband's present.
So do you watch other people's podcasts to kind of inspire you and like maybe get some ideas for you guys?
I do. I don't as often as I should. I feel like life's just been so busy right now.
Right, it is.
But
It's hectic.
when I do, I'll listen to your podcast. I'll listen to podcasts, yes.
Like
But
I always feel free if we're talking about something, like all you guys, like if you find something that's interesting or you guys want to talk about, have at it. Or if you have a guest or if I have a guest that you guys like, be like, hey Nick, who was that guest? And I'll happily send him your way. Absolutely.
That's awesome you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
I feel like this is a family, just
I
like
think
the
we
DJ community. Like it's a family.
All work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think we should all do that.
Absolutely. I think more people did that, it wouldn't be so chaotic out there. So much hate. And that's what Yogi's podcast is about, bringing that love.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to sit down with candidate for mayor next week.
Nice.
Roberto Torres.
Yeah, he's been a part of the community for a long time in Toledo.
So I'm going to sit down with him, and maybe he'd want to come sit down with you.
Yeah, I've seen them out downtown with the stickers and stuff. I was really wondering because he's running as an independent.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm sure, like amazing for everybody to hear who's just sick of the situation between the two parties now.
One side to the next, kind of in the middle of being.
Definitely want to get to know the guy, so I'll be tuning in.
Yeah, it's somebody that we need. It's independent and also somebody from the city.
Yeah,
he's grew up in the South Side. Somebody that he knows what we need.
And he's been a part of it as well. Like he's been a part of the government. He's been a part of the Hispanic cultural group in South Toledo for a long time, and he's been, with the outreach programs and things like that for ever since I was a kid. I remember him as a kid.
Me too.
Yeah. Yogi, who inspires you for your podcast?
Well, okay, so I told you when I got out of prison, I listened to a lot of podcasts. I was listening to Joe Rogan, like you said, Theo Vaughn, all of the comedians, and I was always like, Joe would have one on. He would say, "Hey, you guys should start a podcast." And I would see like Tom Segura go start Two Bears, One Cave. I would see Schultz go and start his podcast. I would see Theo Vaughn. They would leave Joe Rogan's. They would go start their podcast, and they would blow up. And I was like thinking, like, man, that would be cool. And I listened. I literally clean houses on auto mode. So when I go to work in the morning, I put my earbuds in, I put on a podcast, and I listen for 3 hours. I put on another podcast.
That's crazy.
I listen to podcasts for anywhere from like 8 to 13, 14 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week.
Yogi, I'm the same thing. Tomorrow I'll listen to I'll listen to this podcast tomorrow. First thing, I'll listen to all my podcasts. Just what I could do better, what I liked about it, what I didn't like for future podcasts. And then the same thing, I'll switch over to everybody's podcast and listen.
Yeah, because it's going to make you better by listening to other people and also give you more ideas because you'll get all these ideas from other people. You
hear something, you're like, that'd be great for the next episode. I could kind of incorporate that with our podcast.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of my inspiration is just listening to podcasts. All different, because I'm on like remember I asked you about your journey, your weight loss journey. So I've been on a weight loss journey. I've been on a trying to better myself journey. So this whole time I would listen to like health and fitness. I would listen to like now that I'm Christian, I listen to a lot of like church stuff and like
Christian based podcasts.
But it's not just church. It's like guys like me and you just sitting down having a conversation, a testimony with somebody and stuff like that.
Good people, good wholesome, loving people.
Yeah, that's all. I'm trying to like have because the thing is, what goes into our ears and what goes into our eyes comes out of our mouth.
Absolutely, 100%. Rami, who's your inspirations for the podcast, or just you in general?
Me in general, I mean, just the usual stuff. My dad came to this country with damn near nothing and, is successful now. But as far as the podcast goes, really just the partners. Going into this, we kind of knew, we said, it'd probably be 3-4 years before we get any type of traction.
Right.
Kind of set the bar high so that way, we wouldn't go through it. And it's hard sometimes, when you put out those videos and only get a handful of views on it.
Right.
But it's really my partners help keep everything going, kind of inspire each other and really just say we're putting in this work. Somebody might not see the video now, but down the road, you know what I mean?
Somebody might pick it up and be like, "Hey, that's awesome. Let's get a hold of them, see if we can take it to the next level."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Well, Rami, how long you been doing the podcast?
On 420, that'll make 2 years since our grand first episode.
I remember the first time I seen you guys as sort of like the beginning of the podcast. You guys were on the couch. The casting couch, driving around town.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I built the couch just randomly one night. I had the stuff to do it, and I've always wanted to, so I ended up building that. I did have it on one episode of Smoke a J because they had the Snoop Dogg concert downtown, and so we were just kind of driving around talking to smokers and stuff like that. And then after that, we just got so much attention that I started a different page for that. So that's at The Driving Couch. It kind of sucks because I can only do it when it's packed downtown and it's nice weather, and so there's a lot of factors to it, so I don't get content out that much. But
With the weather breaking, hopefully you can get back out there.
yeah, I mean it's just super fun. It's super fun just seeing people's reactions and making people smile.
It's
That
just
makes it
fun.
worth
Like,
it.
let's
Yeah.
have
That's
some
cool.
fun doing this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not everything has to be serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yogi, how long you been doing your podcast? How many episodes you got?
I'm episode 154.
Oh, shit.
And
That's a lot.
I do one a week, so it's about 3 years. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I really like that podcast chair thing, the couch or whatever.
Casting couch.
Yeah,
Is that what you guys call it? The casting couch?
No,
We call it. So it's the driving couch,
The
but
driving.
I actually for the next one we're gonna park like driving around town.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like a homeless like a cardboard sign. It
Yeah.
says like mobile auditions.
Nice.
And but yeah, that's kind of why I did it, is because I had that couch and it looked just like the casting couch.
Yeah.
Which, it makes it 10 times funnier.
Sarah's like, what's the casting couch?
Yeah, I have to.
Google it.
You'll know. As soon as you
Don't
see it, you'll know.
Incognito mode.
Yeah,
You'll
Don't
know. Sarah, how many episodes you guys got, and how long you guys been doing this?
I think this will be episode 16. We released
16 already?
New Year's Eve.
Holy
well, whatever,
Jesus.
one a week. A few special ones in there, so I think it's like 16.
Damn, because I remember when you guys
I'll
were on
know
the show.
tonight when I go to finally decide what episode we release.
I remember when you guys both first came on the show. This was a little bit before you guys were going to launch your sneak preview, and I actually got a little sneak preview before anybody else.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was awesome. I was excited about that.
And I wanted to ask,
pretty cool.
Have you guys ever seen about how when you upload, is there a certain time we should be uploading? Because I upload at 8:00 in the morning. Is that a good time? Do you know?
I don't
Honestly,
know.
you can look it up. It depends on the day. It depends on the demographic you're going for. Typically, I think we usually post if we're on the weekends closer to like 9 o'clock, because that's when people are settled down for the day, but they're not going to bed. They just kind of pop open their phone. You know what I mean? So as far as the general time goes, it just depends on the day. But there's a lot of people that'll have like charts out for best times.
Like I do mine right after the show. Literally 10 minutes after the show, everything's uploaded, and the
Yeah.
YouTube process starts uploading. So like half hour after that, everything's uploaded. I didn't know there was like a certain time you should do that or anything.
Yeah, I've read into that. So when you said something about midnight, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know if it's that good to upload at midnight. I don't know.
It's not supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know how to change it, 'cause we're tacos Tuesday.
I mean,
so
quick
like,
tip.
what time would be better?
when you're uploading on YouTube, it'll give you the publish button, but there's also selection for schedule.
Yes, I do that. I do
Easiest
that.
thing. Hit it, forget it. It'll come up the time it should.
Yeah.
No doubt. I didn't
That's
know
why-
that.
There,
Yeah.
on your YouTube studio, you can actually look and see what time most of your viewers are watching. So maybe you can like find a little bit of that time, and instead of at midnight, make it like early in the morning or something like that. I think.
Maybe you can show me that after.
Yeah, I can show you.
Yeah, see, that's what it's
I'm
about.
taking full advantage of you guys.
Like, maybe-
been around a little longer.
Like maybe you should post it where it comes out Tuesday morning. I don't know.
we did talk about this just recently.
Okay.
We did.
On when the best time to publish the. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I never thought about that.
Because that was not a suggested time.
Right.
So we already kind of
Yeah,
knew that.
it's just like if it comes out and it's midnight and most people are sleeping, they're not going to click on it. And the video, really, it's the best part is when it comes out, you want people to engage, watch it.
Right.
If they see that no one's engaging and no one's watching, they're not going to keep pushing it to more people.
Yeah, I know. I get up at 6 and I'm like, 0 views. What? No.
Yeah.
The
Sometimes I'll have like 1 or 2.
The first,
you know,
the
those-
first couple hours are definitely the most important when it comes to it. So like as soon as you upload it or the upload time comes, you want to be pushing it to your friends, pushing it to your partners,
Sharing it right
Yep.
away.
And you can't do that at midnight. Usually I'm in
Yeah.
bed.
Everybody's
and my
sleeping.
computer's doing
Like,
it
what
for
are you
me.
doing?
I've gone
Except
through
your
the
couple
same
friends that
thing
work
too,
at
like-
Waffle House.
Yeah,
They're still up.
It's definitely a learning process, getting all the little nooks and crannies of the best time to post and what to post
Yeah.
and the wording to use in
Yeah.
your title and stuff. But it's just
Yeah.
you can find anything online. Obviously, ChatGPT
Yes.
is amazing.
I'm gonna have
as
to
hell.
utilize that, and I know Yogi, you sent me an app as well. And I'm gonna have to take advantage of that.
Opus Clip. It'll
Yeah.
help you make all your clips for your long form video.
That'd be sweet. I didn't know you could do that.
And it puts all the captions and everything.
Isn't it crazy? Like just say you go 5 years back, like none of that stuff existed.
No.
You had to do the work, put in hours. It was like a 10-hour day to put one video up.
Are
Just
you-
with editing.
Are you saying you don't use ChatGPT?
I don't even know what that is.
For real?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought Chat GPT was like a short version for like the gay and lesbian community.
You did
For the
not.
longest time, I
Stop
swear
it.
to God.
Stop.
But you know what it
I
is
swear to
now.
God.
It's like a Google times 100.
Because what's the gay in like the gay community? What's the like the
LGBT?
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like a different version of that for the longest time.
So when I want to make my episode names and my descriptions, I download my text transcripts from my audio, and it is amazing.
That's crazy.
Because it reads it in like 2 seconds. I still make it my own. Like, I don't let it do everything, and it still messes up. But you
just got to take it and then alter
you have to
it.
chat GPT your name once and see what pops up.
Oh God, that's a little scary.
If I ask ChatGPT anything about me, it'll tell you my whole life.
Yeah,
It
bring up your
knows
bio.
me. Yeah, because it basically I paid a subscription, so it kind of knows me and it updates,
Yep.
and I'll say, look, today I sat down with Nick and I talked to him about this, and I'll say, can you come up with the YouTube descriptions, 10 title subscriptions, or 10 title,
So you just type all that in.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And I say, give me hashtags, and it'll go
What?
everything. Is
that an app? The Chat GPT.
Yeah.
That's an app.
So
you just download the
Chat
app.
You get it for free.
Like I
too.
got iPhone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ChatGPT is the name of the AI system itself, so
Okay.
like a brand almost.
Yeah.
And they've just been for years building up this whole network, and the more users it has, the more it's learning.
That's
So
crazy.
But then it also will separate a part of it just for you. So all the conversations that you have with it, it'll keep track. It'll remember. It'll kind of.
That's kinda
adjust.
scary.
It learns you.
That's kinda scary.
Mine learned my slang. It calls Instagram Insta now. It literally learns how to become you.
What?
It calls
kind
me
of taking
Brody.
over.
It calls me Brody now.
If you need advice or you're sad, a lady actually fell in love with hers. There's an article about it. Yes.
That'd be my luck.
ChatGPT, say hi to Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Dude, that's crazy.
Oh, it's
That is crazy. That's kind of creepy.
It's insane.
We got some more highs in the group. We got Sherry saying hi. Teresa, Laura Edgel. She was on our 2 weeks ago?
Last
Last week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome,
Rosalinda, Justin, Stacy, Sherry, everybody saying hi in the group. We appreciate you
Hi,
guys
guys.
listening.
Thank
you
you
guys
for
are listening.
watching.
You're watching on YouTube and Facebook. Also on TikTok today. I'm not sure if it's working. A lot of people said they're joining, but I got 302 hearts. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's good. That means that people are
Screen tap.
listening.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It means they're listening, because if they're tapping, that means that they must
Oh,
listen.
nice. So if you guys are listening, make sure you hit the follow tab as well. I need the followers. I want you guys to follow me so you can see what's going on, guys.
quick hint. There's no limit on taps. You can just keep tapping.
Keep tapping it.
Yeah, you
Keep
can
tapping it,
tap
guys.
with 2 fingers.
Yeah. Sarah, what platforms are you all on?
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify.
Spotify.
We're basically everywhere. Our website, usually Jessica updates that every week. So
What's your website?
TalkingTrashAndTacos.com.
What? Nice. Yogi, what platforms are you on?
I'm only on YouTube. I have never did the Spotify or Apple or anything like that. I
You
just
said Facebook too, though, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, but most of it's just my personal Facebook, and I share it. I do have a Facebook page for my channel, but I don't really interact with it too much because I kind of want people to follow me,
Right.
And then also because if you follow me, then I can send you to my cleaning business. I can send you to my podcast, and then I felt restricted to just post on that. Have faith, show love, give hope. So I do everything is. You can listen to my podcast only on YouTube, and then there's clips and stuff like that on Facebook.
Remind me before you leave today after the show, I'll show you what website I use. I think it's called Speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And all you do is upload the MP3 into that, and it disperses it to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast. You do nothing.
Yeah, we
And I think
use
it's-
it audio.com.
Yeah, I think my subscription is free, I think.
Through RSS feed, right?
Yeah.
Is what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Super simple. And you can just get even more out there as well.
Free. Ours
Yeah.
isn't free.
Yeah, I think I was trying to do it on Buzzsprout one time,
Yeah.
but I never really did it because it was just, I don't know.
Difficult. Some are a little complicated.
It's just because I do everything on my cell phone, so I don't even have I have a computer, but it's not hooked up to Wi-Fi or nothing. My studio is literally my set, a whole bunch of tripods,
in your phone.
and my phone, and then
What?
I hook that wire. You see I hook that wire to this on my phone, and it puts all the sound into my phone. So I don't have an MP4.
Oh,
I don't.
shit.
It's just I just take the video right off of there
Yeah.
and I upload it to YouTube.
Dang. Rami, what platforms are you on?
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'd love to get into TikTok, but they are very touchy with the marijuana, smoking, vaping, all that.
Kind of
so
censored you guys a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't. I've had other pages. I do have like a somewhat weed related page.
Yeah.
Just some backup page I made.
On TikTok?
Yeah. And it was getting traction for a minute, but then it was just like boom, nothing.
Oh, hit the guardrail.
Yeah, as soon as you start smoking or you show weed or anything.
No, we're gonna shut that down.
Yep.
How about YouTube? Do you have any problem with that on YouTube?
So YouTube, if we're actually smoking in the video or showing weed close up, they will age restrict it, which sucks because you have to log in to view it. But we kind of foreseen that coming. A lot of the focus that we said is, a lot of our building is going to be more word of mouth, more the companies that we work with, sponsorships versus the actual ad revenue, because we know a lot of our stuff is going to get, like doxed.
Right.
Yeah.
Does YouTube only give you like 3 strikes, I heard, and then they kick you off for
Yeah, but the age restriction is different than a strike.
Yeah.
So it won't hurt your account, but it's like, hey, people are going to have to sign in and say they're 18 to watch it.
I interviewed, I don't know if you've heard of him, Dustin Ripka, the Sex Party.
Yeah.
And so we have an interview that we did with him coming out soon.
Oh, nice.
And he said his gets striked a little bit.
Just
Probably
because
the
of it.
conversations, I would imagine.
Right.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start this podcast?
So I deliver propane during the day, Monday through Friday. It's my regular job, and I started listening to podcasts 3.5 years ago, and I couldn't find something that I could relate to. I don't like listening to a podcast where I can't relate to anything they're talking about. So last year, I said to myself, I'm just going to make my own. What do I want to listen to? What kind of people do I want to listen to? What type of interviews do I want to listen to? And that's how I created this. I'm like, who can want to hang out with some pals and just talk about good, funny stuff? I don't like watching the news all the time. That you can leave for other channels. But I want a good place where people just have fun, laugh a little bit, and just kind of make fun of each other and have a good time and talk about everyday things. And I like to be able to relate to my listeners. If you're listening, I want you to be able to be like, oh, shit. Yeah, this is what I would do. This is what I would eat. Oh, I've been there. I know exactly what Big Nick's talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just kind of what do I want to listen to?
Yeah, and I like it because yours is like, it's a podcast, but it's almost like a radio show.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, there's
And-
definitely
yeah.
like the name fits it. There's a lot of energy. It's
Yeah.
very quick. It's back and forth is perfect.
And it's funny, when I was little, I don't want to say little, but I was younger. I think I was probably 16 years old. I've always wanted to do like radio, be like a radio DJ. And me and my buddy Josh, we would call people. I'd be at work in this little Indian store at Woodville Mall, and there's never no customers. So we would get on the phone and we would pretend we're on the radio. We would call people. Be like, hey, this is John over at 101.5 Lima Radio. We're doing like a special Valentine's Day giveaway. You want to participate? And people like, yeah, we'll participate.
I would fall
contests.
for that. Honestly, that's what the
they did.
scammers need to go. Forget the Medicare scams.
Yeah.
That's how you get people.
Yeah, people they would
Like, yes, I want to win
participate.
an album. Like,
I just thought that was the coolest thing, and now I get to be like, now I'm it. Like that's
Didn't you have something to do with radio before, though?
no. I used to make commercials for Andrew Z along his
okay.
path, and
You sound radio for
yeah,
sure.
I used to
Yeah,
make
for sure.
commercials. But besides that, I think the weddings, being a wedding DJ, because you have to really be vocal and entertaining with your voice. I think that really helped me, because when I was young, I was super shy. I didn't like talking to people. I was super quiet. I was very like conservative, and then I grew up, and I don't know if I was always the big guy, so I don't know if maybe you got to be funny, you got to be louder as the big guy, because you kind of get made fun of, so you got to want to fit in, so you're loud and funny. So I
you
don't know
gotta
if
be
that helped.
snappy at the comebacks.
Yeah, you got to be quick.
That's
I think
why
that
I'm
really helped me.
loud. You just told me now.
Yeah.
All
So,
that,
yeah, that's-
those years.
You're on a weight loss journey, right?
Down almost 80 pounds.
Man,
in
that's awesome.
6 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks to Sarah over at Renew You Med Spa, at Apricity Renew You Med Spa in Maumee. She's been a part of my journey. And also my wife just jumped on the journey as well a couple weeks back, and she's down like over 5 pounds already. Jumped on that.
Wow, man, that's
Yep.
amazing.
Take the semaglutide shot, and we have our own little kind of like bets in the house. We have a little group. We got a Peloton bike, and so it's March right now. The thing was, you have to ride the Peloton every single day for the month, and we just completed that. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations.
We were allowed one break, one skip day per week. I did not use any skip days at all. So I rode for 31 days.
Hell
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Congratulations.
And you almost missed one day, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You went and did it.
Yeah.
I read that on Facebook.
I was in bed and I'm like, you know what? I can miss a day. And I'm like, you know what? That's what a second place winner would say.
Yeah,
So I
that's
got up and
awesome,
rode it.
dude.
So starting tomorrow, the new one is we have to ride 60 miles by the end of the month. So if you can do it however you want to. You want to do 5 miles a day until it's complete, or you can spread it out, miss some days. But as long as you hit that 60 miles,
Just
by
wait till the
end,
day before.
right? Do all of them. Shit. And that's the thing. Like this, you don't realize it, but just doing like a mile a day builds up your heart. It builds up your energy. How long your stamina? You don't even realize it. But now
Yeah.
I can get on the bike. I can do 5 miles, no problem.
You feel better.
Absolutely, 100% better. When I first started, like you could hear my knees cracking, like my legs would hurt, my back would hurt. Now I could jump on. It's like nothing.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank you
man.
so much. Appreciate it. And I got to, because of Sarah, she helped. And she's one of the sponsors, Pricity Renew You Med Spa. If you want to jump on a weight loss journey, hit her up on Facebook. It's Pricity Renew You Med Spa. Sarah, tell her the Big Nick Energy Show sent you. She'll hook you up with some money off on your weight loss journey as well. What else we got on here? What do you guys find the hardest part about the podcast? Like, what's the hardest thing you think?
I would say just the struggle of, starting off and not having those viewers.
Right.
Because, especially when I've been in editing videography for 10, 15 years. And so that part's not too difficult to me, but it is still work. It is still a lot of research, a lot of man hours, editing and
It's
stuff.
a lot of work.
And sometimes, you know what I mean? Something will get age restricted. And then after a week, it's got 60 views.
Right.
It sucks. But like I said, it's more of just kind of saying, all right, this is not for now. This is for the future. This is for a foundation to build on. So,
right.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you think the hardest part about the podcast? The
See,
podcast life, would you say?
getting unfollowed. I've had like 4 unfollowers.
Wait, how do you know? Did you see your numbers go down?
The Facebook will tell you.
What?
Oh yeah, maybe I could teach you a lesson.
Man,
It tells you all kinds of information.
That's brutal.
I know
they
my
tell you to follow.
age, the age of people, where they live, like what.
Oh, damn.
I got out of the country people on mine.
Whoa.
I think I got somebody from Bangkok, Mexico,
Sounds
Australia.
like a good time to me.
That's sweet.
Well, my family's in Australia, but still. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think just losing followers?
Yeah, and gaining them and losing them
hard.
both,
It's hard.
actually.
Because like I got 5,000 personal followers on my personal page, but then the Big Nick Energy Show, it's like,
Yeah. And don't think you're
almost
gonna
1,000.
get a podcast and make money, because
bro, absolutely not. If you're doing this for the money, you're
You'll
not.
probably never
yeah.
make
Yeah, you're not.
money.
You're doing it wrong.
You
Yeah.
definitely
No,
have to be
it's for the
passionate
fun.
about it, or else
Yeah.
you see people start a podcast, do 3 episodes, and then never touch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? Most people what?
What?
Most people lose. Or
8? I think it was like 8 episodes. You make it,
Yeah.
and then you're done.
Right.
Sometimes.
so most people only post about 8 episodes and then they're done.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's
the
a-
good thing about us is we're all past the 8 episodes.
We all broke the barrier.
Corey
Thanks
W.
to
King is
you.
saying hi. Corey, my co-host,
What's
is
up,
saying
Corey?
hi, podcasters. He's saying hi to you guys.
What's
Make
up,
sure you wave
Corey?
to
How
him.
you
Corey,
doing?
did you know that
Hi,
these
Corey.
rags were in this thing behind you every time?
Rami, shh. Shh. I think I gave Corey one last week.
You know what the hardest part of my podcast is?
Hi, Mia.
Cancellations.
Oh, Yogi, tell me about it.
Because I'm week to week.
Yeah.
So if someone cancels on me on that day, Wednesday, I have to do a podcast by myself.
Right.
And I don't even know what to talk about. I have to brainstorm something right away and record it and then post it.
Yeah.
So cancellation is the worst thing for me.
So we go live every single Monday, 6 o'clock. Normally Friday, I'll send out what I sent you guys Thursday or Friday. Hey, are we still good for Monday? And usually by then, I can tell whether or not that they're confirmed or not. Okay. And then if not, luckily I got Corey and Gina. And then usually we have a special guest every week sitting in Sarah's spot. But normally I can fill it just with a quick friend or something like that. So I'm going to have to keep all you guys in mind if we do have an empty seat to have you guys on.
For sure.
That'd be sweet.
Absolutely.
That'd be sweet.
Sounds
Oh, what do we have here? What do you find the most rewarding part of your podcast?
Honestly, just the connections we make. Kind of the whole experience, because we've started from nothing and then got to the point where thankfully everybody in the weed world has just been welcoming us with open arms. They've been very supportive and loving, and so we've done everything from recording in a 420, festival to, Green Labs in Michigan let us shoot an entire episode in the showroom in the dispensary. So
what's nice is you guys are almost the face of that business, because you guys are the ones spreading the word and talking about it, making, educating people about it.
Yeah, and especially right now with everything going on, because initially when the laws passed to legalize in Ohio, before it actually even went into action, the Senate and House had basically restricted the potency, hired the taxes, and now they're trying to do it again.
What?
So
Come on.
Yeah, actually it's insane. They're actually like stuff. They raised this tax from 8% to 10%. Now they're trying to do it from 10 to 15.
They're only hurting themselves because the state could be making so much money.
Absolutely. So it's important for us to keep going, just to try to kind of get the word out there and really kind of just educate people and showing them that there's a lot to it.
Yogi, what do you find the most rewarding part of this podcast life?
Same thing, just like he said, the connections. I've interviewed local football players, like, people that, and now they're in college. Yeah. And some of them
big names you've had on the show.
They might go
Yogi.
to the NFL. Yeah. So that I've local pastors, entrepreneurs, everything. So my podcast doesn't have a niche. So it's basically just people from Toledo, or if someone reaches out and maybe they've traveled, so all these different connections and all these different types of people. Right. And then like that, one day I really want to do a live podcast one day and invite all my guests to my live podcast and have like somebody like a big name on the stage, maybe have like a couple local singers or rappers or something. Because yes, I found God, and yes, I'm all about Jesus, but I'm not like super religious or nothing. I follow God. I follow Jesus. I like being loving, caring, honest, and I want to be a good person. But I'm not the type of person that I'm not like, hey, I don't force feed God on nobody on my podcast. Right. If they want to talk about it, that's good. But if they don't, I have everybody on the podcast. Not everybody, but anybody that I feel that it's right to sit down with. But it's all different types of.
I love that about your podcast. I love that.
Because thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Sarah.
That's awesome. I would say just the knowledge. I've learned so much.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, the people you meet. The things, the topics, even coming up with the topic, you just learn things that you don't know.
You didn't realize it.
Yeah, you always want to find things to talk about that's new and nobody else is doing it. So, yeah, I would say just that part of it, and having people listen and actually say things like, hey, I listen, I appreciate it.
Isn't that great?
You.
I loved your last episode.
Person,
yeah.
I really thought you were going to say tacos. So.
Oh, yeah, tacos too.
We were just talking about right before we started the show. You said we rated 1 to 10. You found a 10 taco in Toledo.
Yes, in South Toledo. Actually, everybody probably already knows about it.
Place I've never been. What's the name of it?
El
Typico.
Yes.
Is it South or Western?
I think South.
South?
South Street. Yep.
South.
Yep. South.
Just a little spot in the middle of like two homes.
Yes. And Dina was there.
Shout out to Dina.
Yes. And she talked to us, and actually it was very welcoming. It was an awesome experience, and the food was good, and majority gluten free.
That's awesome.
So, and
I don't know what that is.
She even said her meat is like 100% grass fed, so everything
like
was
all
just,
natural kind of
I think it's like a type of penguin or something. I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
You should did you ask her to be on the podcast?
You should have her on your podcast.
She was literally the cook, the person greeting and sitting. She was doing everything.
Sarah, be like, hey, bring us a 10-pack of tacos.
At her table. Yeah.
Tell her bring a 10-pack of tacos to your podcast, and you'll have her on.
Yeah.
Boom.
She totally would.
Boom.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good.
Dina, if you're listening, I did mention my podcast. She could be listening.
Yeah.
No.
She'd be on it.
She's probably asleep.
Sick. Yeah, especially because obviously she put so much effort towards being healthier and stuff like that. That's different.
It'd be a good
story
guest.
It was cool.
I think the most rewarding part for me is people hearing about my weight loss journey, and I'm inspired. I didn't realize it, but I was inspiring others to change their lives with my post. Not only from the podcast, but just my posts that I make. People are like hitting me up, like a private message, be like, Nick, thank you. You pushed me. I was that same person that sat on the couch and made excuses for a long time, saying I could never be that. And now you pushed me to, I started walking. I went and got a bike and things like that. And it means that's really touching.
Yeah, I think
one person saying that makes it all worth
Absolutely.
it.
Honestly,
absolutely.
yeah.
Like you don't realize, but people are listening.
Yeah.
You know,
People watch. Not everyone
Yeah.
hits the like. Not everyone comments.
Right.
But a lot of people see us.
yeah, and they listen. They hear what you say, and
Yeah.
you know,
I tell people all the time, not everyone watches my podcast, but everyone knows I have one.
yeah, everybody knows it. Yeah, everybody knows Big Yogi for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Everyone knows I have one. Not everyone watches because it's not their thing, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's not for everybody.
And also, like around here, when you start talking to people about YouTube, they'll be like, it's not like we don't live in
Right.
LA.
Right.
You go to LA, everybody's talking about YouTube.
Right.
But this is like this right here. This is cool because we're all into YouTube. We all know. But like if I go to my friend group and I start talking too much about my podcast, they're like, oh man,
Oh, shut up.
none of my friends have ever asked to be on my podcast.
What?
No, it's just random people.
Well, I'm your friend, and I want to be on it, Yogi.
Oh, yeah,
you
you're
got
gonna-
you got some time. You can
Yeah.
squeeze me in. I'm on it.
Okay,
You too, Sarah.
You're gonna tell me your life story.
Yeah, I'll tell you
All
the
right,
story. I'll
cool.
tell you everything.
Oh
Let's
gosh.
go.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I started. I was homeless at one point in my life, living
Okay.
in my car.
You're gonna tell me the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you the whole
All
story.
right, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a couple dates.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. I'm always down.
How about Wednesday? Are you good to record on Wednesday nights?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I don't do nothing during the week. Got nothing. This is my hobby. I realize I don't have hobby. Like this is it. The podcast.
Yeah, this is fun. And it's a creative hobby, something that's going to build.
Yeah.
So like, I think me knowing about like reading the Bible, I think God wants us to build something. Doesn't matter what it is, build something and he's going to help us
Yeah.
create more things.
Absolutely. And I know we're talking a little bit earlier on what are the what's one of the hardest thing about the podcast, and for the Big Nick Energy Show, it's content, because we don't really have like a itinerary. We just kind of think of things throughout the week, and it sometimes gets hard because like we already talked about that stuff. Like I got an hour to capture our listeners. What is going to be capturing? It's just
Yeah.
content. I think we're
I
super
mean,
hard.
I would love to see some Big Nick field trip episodes.
Jeez. That'd be
Prank
sweet.
somebody.
cool.
You need to do a.
I thought about
Oh,
doing
you
like
would
phone
kill
calls.
a prank show, yeah.
I want to
Yes.
break up with people.
Just don't prank me.
Like, hey,
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok. He goes by
date.
John Breaks Bad News.
yeah.
And that's all he does. People pay him to be like, hey, yeah, your wife's been cheating on you with this guy, and she's filing for divorce. Like, who are you? He's
I would
like,
do
I'm
that.
John.
Go
Some
be
prank
homeless. Like, see what really happens in the day of a life of somebody that stands on a street corner and
Yeah.
see like what
their
happens. How
point of
many
view.
people give them money?
Bring
how
them on the
many-
show.
You do it
I
first
wanna-
and then I'll
I was
follow.
gonna hitchhike, but Jessica wouldn't let. I was like, one of the things AI told me was like, hitchhike.
Yeah, Sarah, I
As
don't know
a-
if you
as
should
an
listen to all the
experience.
things AI says. I don't know if that's a
be
good.
careful.
I
My
feel like
parents didn't like that
in
one
like
either.
Europe, that'd be a good idea. America, not
Yeah,
since like
not
the
in Toledo.
80s. Yeah, oh,
Like, we're
God,
cool for
no.
podcasts, but hitchhiking, you might not come back.
Another one is to create a fake AI profile and see what happens. Like nothing to do anything horrible,
Yeah.
but like a fake person that's successful and see how many people actually.
Oh, like
Follow you?
catfish, like catfish.
yeah,
somebody?
in a way, but
pay to
not
get the
in a
check mark.
in a
Yeah.
illegal
Yeah,
way.
nothing
if that
malicious,
makes sense.
nothing malicious.
Yeah.
See, I would be a business owner, but it wouldn't be like for a Fortune 500 company. Be like, yeah, I own one Little Caesars. You know what I mean?
It sounds stable.
Yeah.
It sounds stable.
What's
Yeah.
funny is I did
Yeah.
a chat GPT. All I said is create me a fake persona, a fake
it
profile,
did?
and it spit out every single
That's
thing.
scary. It's so easy to do.
Even
something like
a
that.
picture, full name, date of birth.
I don't even want to look on my phone and how to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to go down a rabbit hole.
I'm gonna show you. As soon
Oh,
as we're
yeah.
done, I'm gonna show you the voice model on.
No,
here. It's
well, I
insane.
noticed yours. I wanted to ask you too. Like, how did you do that? Where it says "Smoke a J with Frankie J." It was like you did a little audio clip, and it sounded like it was from TikTok. That voice, "Smoke a J."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't tell you. I've experimented with so many
That's
different
crazy.
AIs.
I'm
and
like,
so
how
many
do you
different
get that?
situations, voice changers. It's downloadable. It's free actually, but if you want like the better features, like if you want the voice model and
Pay
stuff,
some more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like subscription model.
So yours guys' studio's at Frankie's house.
Yes.
Yogi, where's your studio?
My studio's downtown across from the Mud Hen Stadium.
So you just rent a spot?
I just rented like a lawyer's office,
Yeah.
and I turned it into a studio.
Really? So that's all that is your studio over
Yep, it's just like an office, big office, and I have a couch and a table or a desk like this.
there? Nice.
And then I have my set. There's a vault there, so I just made my set where the vault was.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty cool. It's right downtown and right in the middle of downtown.
Sarah, what do you guys do yours?
Wherever.
Just wherever?
Yeah.
You just take a
sometimes-
laptop and some mics?
Sometimes we're not even in the same house.
Really?
Yeah,
So you do the remote thing?
Yep. We
Nice.
do have to improve our audio, obviously, but we'll get there.
That takes time. And I think we got a few guys on the show that can help you with
I'm
that.
going to start a GoFundMe for this like $900 microphone.
Nice. Ours are $99. These are $99.
These are
Okay,
good.
you have
Amazon.
to send me that.
Yeah.
I think one.
So these
go ahead.
these microphones are $99, and this is how much is this?
The arm, so this is just the arm.
Yeah.
Those are like $100. And then the mic, just the mic is
$100.
$100.
Oh, okay.
Super inexpensive. So the main podcast mic is the Shure SMB.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah. But I can get this to sound better than the SMB. That's why I didn't switch. I wanted to get them, but this sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think an important part is like realizing that you don't always have to go for the best of the best. Like, it's nice to start off with better equipment.
Yeah.
But from where you're at, what you want to budget, because you know you don't want to
Yeah.
break the bank starting
Yeah.
off, and then you're so exhausted.
It's a lot of
from
money.
it. Yeah.
Because you figure you got a $400 mic, you buy four, you're already
Yeah.
1,000 plus into
Right,
it.
exactly. So you can start off with, you know, cheaper stuff and then
Yeah.
work your way up as you build up and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing, especially in I'm sure you guys can agree, is just pushing yourself to just start it. To just
Right. That's
trying
the
to be
biggest
a
thing.
perfectionist is like the biggest problem I have, when it's just like at the end of the day something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just had Pat, guy in the 419 on a previous episode. Amazing guy, amazing interview.
How's
you can
he
check
doing?
him out.
Didn't he get in a car wreck?
Yeah, he did. He's
Yeah.
good. He's good.
Like
He's
the
all
day
right.
Yeah,
after.
but his
Right,
truck
yeah.
got messed up. He's
Yeah.
got one of the Gladiators and totaled it. But he was saying, like we're just saying, you just got to dive into it, and that's what he said. Sometimes you got to cut the security line you have attached to your back, and then just jump.
Yes.
So if you're out there thinking that you want to do something, whether it's a podcast or whether you want to start your weight loss journey or you want to jump into a new job that you've been wanting to do, cut the umbilical cord and just do it. You got
Yeah.
nothing to lose.
The day, look, I was planning to have a podcast for a long time. I
Yeah.
was buying everything.
Yeah.
The day I started the podcast, I was listening. There used to be a local podcast called Mud Talks with Valdi and Francisco.
Yeah.
And they had that guy in the 419.
Yeah, awesome guy.
They had him on there one day. And that day I listened to that episode and they all said, just start it. If you're going to start a podcast,
Yeah.
just start it. That same day I got my phone, I put it in the tripod, and that was episode
That
one.
was it. That was your inspiration.
Yep.
See, stuff like that.
Because I already was thinking about doing it, but I would
You
never
needed
have
that
the
push.
courage.
You needed
to actually do
that
it.
push, Yogi.
Yeah.
Valdi, I know Valdi.
Yeah, Valdi, yeah. He's a
in
realtor.
So am
Yeah.
I. Yep.
And because of Frankie's the one that posted all the road equipment. So I'm like, I'm going to dab into that. Frankie, I can listen to what he says. I think he's
Yeah.
pretty educated on that. And I bought all the road stuff, tried it out, and 1.5 million YouTube videos on proper EQ and how to EQ the mixer board and things like that. I think we got a good sound. I think we got good audio.
Yeah.
Sounds
Absolutely.
really good, dude.
Guys, thanks for hanging out. Rami, the DJ from Smoke a J with Frankie J. Thanks for coming to the studio. Also, big shout out to Yogi. He's also in studio here to have faith, show love, and give hope the podcast.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
hanging out. Sarah, talking trash and tacos. Once again, dear, thank you for hanging out, guys. It's been a pleasure. We are out of here. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, guys.